Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at this motherboard that I picked up for the upgrade for my main rig that I use every day. So this board is, as you can probably see by the box, the AsRock B650 Livemixer. This is the board that AsRock dubbed their content creator board. Obviously this, as you can see by the bottom, is an AM5 board. My system currently runs Intel, but it's running like old 10th generation now, which is why the upgrade is happening. And obviously 10th gen is a fair few years old now. So I was just going to run you through this board quickly. I've already got the board beside me and not in the box, so that you don't have to hear me take it out of the anti-static bag, because I know they're really loud and annoying. So we'll take a quick look at this. So here it is. Now, the look of the board might be a bit, well, not to everybody's taste. I quite like the sort of street art / graffiti look. Like, I think most motherboards nowadays, they just look boring. They're just black or white or black PCB with white heat sinks. It bores me, so I quite like the look of the Livemixer. Now you can obviously get this in this orange colour here. You can also get it in a purple sort of colour. Now, obviously, like I said, this is AM5, so obviously supports like your 7, 8, 9000 series Ryzen. As you can see by the power delivery system down here, obviously you can't see all of it because some of it's under that heat spreader. It's a 14+2+1 power phase design. It's an SPS design, which, fair enough. Like my old board is also an AsRock. It's a B560 Steel Legend that uses, I think it's a Dr. Moss power phase design. Obviously you've got your 4 DDR5 DIMMs. They support up to 7200 megatransfers per second. We move down, you've obviously got your main sort of steel, like reinforced PCIe. This is PCIe Gen 5 slot on this board. Then you've obviously got the other ones. I don't really use the other ones for anything. At the side here, there's only two SATA ports, and they support 6 gig a second, but I don't really use SATA. And then under this heatsink at the bottom, so there's one here, one here. You have two like Gen 4 M.2 NVMe drive areas, and then under here is like your Gen 5 M.2 goes under that heatsink. That's why that heatsink's a fair bit fatter than the bottom one, as you can see. Like I said, you got two SATA. Now, the audio chip on this, which is down here, is your normal Realtek ALC 897 audio codec, but it uses Asrocks and the Hammock audio. Make of that what you will, sort of thing. I'm not a big audio geek, so whatever. Now, the sort of party piece of this motherboard, if you will, is the amount of sort of connectivity is on the board. You have obviously your DisplayPort, your HDMI, 2 areas for if you wanted to add Wi-Fi to the board. You got your normal SPDIF, your normal audio jack connectors, your 2.5 gig LAN, and then you have your USB Type-C, which is what? USB 3.2 Gen 2. Yep. There is there's a lot of like USB 2.0s on here. But there's 8 USB 3.2 Gen 1s, 4 on the front, 4 on the rear, and then obviously you've got your BIOS flashback button. So in total, there is, between like the headers on the board like this one and the actual USBs on the IO shield, there's 23 USB slots on this board. If we come down the bottom, you've just got your normal like HD audio, like your adjustable headers, your normal sort of fan headers, so on and so forth. You got your front USB connectors, and then like front panel sort of connectors. You can do an M.2 Wi-Fi cord there. I quite like this design on the actual board itself. Like it's like a paint splatter. You can see it down here as well. Sort of follows on from the heat spreader design. I'm not going to take the cover off because I don't have the CPU yet. And obviously, as you know, or you might not know, but AM5 obviously switched from pin grid array to LAN grid array like Intel, so I don't want to take the cover off, expose the pins to potential damage or getting bent or something. Obviously up here, you got your main board power, and then up here you've got 2 8-pin CPU power, and then again various little fan headers dotted around, so on and so forth. I think the CPU I'm going for with this board is probably just going to be like a Ryzen 5 7600. Obviously the 9800X3D is pretty much sold out everywhere, but it's like it's too powerful for what I really need anyway. It would just be a waste of money me buying something like that if I could get hold of one. Now, as you can see, there it is, AsRock B650 Livemixer. Like I said, the looks of this motherboard are probably not to everyone's sort of liking. I just quite like it because it's just different. Motherboards are too similar nowadays, I think. Now, if I put this back there, you can actually see it says Livemixer on the back of the board as well, as you can see here. It's got a graffiti across the back now. Not like you're going to see the back because obviously that's up against the back of the case. And obviously it tells you there about the ports and the 8-layer PCB and the 14+2+1 power phase. And then it tells you here like your blazing M.2, dual PCIe by 4 slots, your DDR5, so on and so forth. Max capacity, there you go, is 128 gig for the RAM. Type-C front header, Thunderbolt header, and they are the caps. I don't know a lot about Japanese capacitors. I have heard of Nichicon before. I think I've heard Linus talk about them, so I know they are good capacitors. And then you've got like your I/O layout, like I said, USB 2.0, your 3.2 Gen 1 and more 2.0, and then your 3.2 Gen 2 Type A, and then Type C, and then your LAN, your mic in, your audio out, so on and so forth. Now, I paid around £165, obviously, UK money. I don't know what that equates to dollars wise. I don't even know if you can get this board over there. I'm not sure. I've had a few people tell me that they can't order this board in their country. So I don't know where this board is available to. But like I said, if you're after a board with a lot of like USB connectivity, this is probably one to go for. Like it's a bit overkill. Like even I'm not going to use 23 USB slots. Even with YouTube, and like, I used to do a bit of live streaming on Twitch and YouTube and stuff like that. I'm still not going to use all 23, especially with the ones on the front of the case as well. You take it up to like, I'd have 26 USB slots. It's just, I'm never going to use all them, but it's cool having them there as an option. So yeah, I just thought I'd run you through this video, guys. When I do pick up the CPU, which will be, well, be in January now, so it'll be February when I pick it up. I will do another video, probably an install for an AM5 CPU, because the amount of videos now, I think it's 2 now that I've seen. Jay's 2 cents, obviously Steve from Gamers Nexus. I've seen a few people talking about like people installing AM5 CPUs wrong and it causing like scorch marks or like burn marks to the CPU and the pins on the motherboard. So when I get that CPU, I'll do a video on how to install your CPU without actually breaking the thing. But yeah, so once that's here and we've got the RAM and everything, we'll probably do like a video where I swap all this into the case then, and you can let me know how it looks. So for now, guys, I'll leave this video here. I will leave a link in the description below the video to where you can pick this board up in the UK. If you're outside of the UK, you'll just have to look yourself and see if you can find it. Like I said, I don't know where it's available and where it isn't. But yeah, like, let me know in the comment section below, whatever, if you like the look of this board, if you don't like the look of this board, so on and so forth. Like I said, it's each to their own, really. But for now, guys, thanks for watching. Keep subscribing, all that sort of, all the YouTube jazz. And I will catch you all in the next video.